Welcome to the Green Tea, Freedom and Truth channel. This is Tristan. It's good to have the Green Tea team back for the Sunday, the 4th of October 2020 edition. This is my fourth or fifth video live stream, and I'll just talk a little bit about today's topic, and then if you have a question, if you have a comment. One thing I've been getting quite a lot over the past months is a lot of information and knowledge from Green Tea team members leaving comments. And I get comments, people share information with me and the other Green Tea team members. And many of the people who comment, I would be quite happy to view a channel that, if they were to have a channel, I would be a subscriber and I would be watching their content. We get some very well-informed people watching the Green Tea channel, and yeah, I would quite like to do some collaborative work with Green Tea team members, because I've been wanting to tell people that I would be following their channels and watching their content if they were to start a channel up. So feel free, if you're coming in, say hi, your name, where you're from, thumbs up, hit the like button. Today's topic is be the change you want to see in the world, and the totalitarian tiptoe exposed. I was reading an article many months ago, and it said most people are busy in their busy lives. They're working, family, many other commitments. So we, and I was in that category as well, a lot of us in our day-to-day lives, we don't generally have time to be researching, topics like the UN Agenda 21. For me, I've only really been digging deep into the UN Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 since, hey TJ, cheer, shout out Rotorua, road to Vegas. Yeah. And people have not, in general, do not have time to do the research on topics, so a lot of things just go unnoticed. So for me, the totalitarian tiptoe being exposed, as the lockdown happened in March, a lot of people had a lot more time to research. I was lucky. I worked through the whole lockdown, the first 6 weeks, but I had some free time, and that was a real blessing of the lockdown for me. I was able to research a lot of topics, and and seeing that the government was able to, with no consultation with the public, take away our rights and freedoms, overreach our Bill of Rights. These types of things, which I think for a lot of Kiwis, and for me, I was just shocked that, the totalitarian tiptoe, which I'd heard about but not really investigated or studied, all of a sudden it is like, it's right in my face, and I'm like, oh, the totalitarian tiptoe is here, and it's right here and clear and easy to see, because I had the time to research it. I was listening to other people and gathering lots of information. Things like the UN Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, and the global communism, the communist influences in the UN, the World Health Organization, the close connection that New Zealand government has with the Chinese Communist Party. And a lot of pennies were starting to drop for me. I was seeing these things which I had heard about but never really had the time to research. So it was an awakening for me, and things were being exposed, like a light was being shone by the actions of our government, the actions of these other governments around the world. All of a sudden, these free countries look like totalitarian dictatorships. And then, Victoria, our brothers and sisters in Oz, shout out to Oz. It's a police state. Pregnant women are being arrested for Facebook posts, suggesting peaceful marches and this type of thing. So the freedoms and rights, which I thought were enshrined in our Bill of Rights, this sort of thing, the totalitarian tiptoe was exposed as, hey, it's not something that is just happening outside of this country. There's a hard push for it to be here. And that's why I started the channel. I did not want to take a knee. I wanted to speak up. I wanted to speak to like-minded people. And, the monitoring of people, the police, the move to police and military state. And another thing which has been exposed at this time is this, the royal family, the Queen, her sons, Andrew and Charles, best mates with pedos, the Hollywood and Hollywood and the music industry, there's all these people that were, the light has been shone on a lot of those people as not being of good character. And yeah, so that for me has been a real awakening. I'm going to do a video on that, the elites, and and it has been for me a lot about this. It's good versus evil, light versus dark, people with good character. Everyone's made mistakes. I've made plenty of mistakes. We all, if you're not making mistakes, you're not trying hard enough. We have to make mistakes to be in a learning process. But people of good character, who care for their loved ones and children and this type of thing. We're seeing this, these people in high places, a lot of them are doing things that are being brought into the light. And it's shocking, really. And it has been going on for a long time, and people have been trying to expose it and share the information, but it hasn't been, only a few people have been getting it. But with this, hi Clarky, yeah, and so people are awakening to it. So people are seeing these agendas happening behind the scenes. And also with the election coming up, I wanted to, myself personally, I've been trying to be the change I want to see in the world. I want to be, or yeah, I'm not. I'm not waiting for someone to save me. I don't, I don't need a politician or someone to save me. I will support those people who are like-minded and care about the things that I do. The freedoms, rights, freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom to refuse a medical treatment. The government should in no way can lock down healthy people. That it goes against my rights and freedom as a free sovereign being. A mandatory mask, that is, if people choose to wear a mask, I'm okay with that. They cannot mandate that to me. I can make a choice as a free sovereign being, and we all are endowed with that free will and choice. If people want to choose to get a vaccine, roll up your sleeve and get one. If I choose to go the natural route, that's the way I'm going to be going. And for my children, grandchildren, this sort of thing, it's all about choice and freedom. I've said it before, freedom and choice. is of the light, fear and control is of the dark. So anything that we are seeing that is putting us in a fear and control state, which we are seeing a lot getting pushed towards us, is of not of the light. And freedom and choice is of the light, because the divine has endowed us with free will and volition to choose good actions, good thoughts, good company, or negative thoughts, negative action, negative company. I've got those, and everyone is endowed with those things, and as a divine sovereign being. So we're going to, maybe if anyone wants to share what things, what change they would like to, be the change you want to see in the world, you know, drop a comment now. What change are you trying to bring in that you want to see in the world? And also, for me, some of the things, freedom and truth is very important for me. So I'm trying to act with, in my most free and open self, and be acting with truth and integrity. So those are changes I want to see in the world. So I am trying to be, live with more freedom, more truth, and more accountability. So if you've got any comments about how you would like to, what changes you would like to be in the world, what sort of things you would like to bring in moving forward, just while you're typing. I know when I'm doing my, these videos, this sort of thing, I instantly get feedback. I am instantly held accountable for what I'm saying, how I'm saying it. The other day I was having an interaction with someone on another platform, and I got a, I kind of I lost my cool a little bit. I got, I got a bit sharp. You know, and I'm trying trying my best with my content to bring people together. If people have differing opinions, we can find the common ground and move forward. Because for us to be divide and rule is you see a lot of this, this person versus that person, this ideology versus that ideology. But where is the common ground? Where are the common threads that unite us, rather than the threads that maybe are not in keeping with each other? Because where we find core agreement, on basic things like the late term abortion bill that's been passed in New Zealand, there is a lot of there's very few people I have interactions with on either side of any spectrum of religion, atheism, political spectrum. Most people that I am having contact with, and on some conscious, their conscience, their how it feels, knowing that babies can be aborted from 20 weeks now to almost birth. That's a common thread that we can connect on. Yep. So TJ Antipas has commented, just a free and just society would be nice. I've never been into politics and religion. Yeah. And I like that comment. It doesn't matter what political view someone has. It does not matter what religious affiliation or group someone belongs to, or belief system they belong to. But most people can come together and say a free and just society. I co-sign with the free and just society. That is something that I think a lot of us thought we had prior to the lockdown. And, you know, freedom, justice, not social justice, justice, justice. Yeah, yeah. Good comment there, TJ. Clarky, reinstating freedom and family as top priorities. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, that family as a top priority. I've noticed it a lot over the years. There's been almost an attack on the family unit. Keeping families together, the value of a family, the value of fathers, the value of communities and family units extended. Kia ora, Arahanui. Yeah, family is important. Yeah, I've got family, I've got grandchildren, and the more that we are there for our families, the better society is. So I completely agree with that. If you're just coming into the live stream, we are just commenting. If you've got something to add about the change you want to see in the world, people are commenting, reinstating freedom and family as top priorities. It was a great comment by Clarkey. You know, just a free and just society would be nice. You know, it does not matter about the politics or religion. TJ Antipas commented that. For me, yeah, fairness and compassion as well. And with it, yeah, I feel compassionate for the unborn children, especially the ones that can live outside of the womb. I also feel compassion for our elderly and sick who are getting, this new legislation that they want to bring in, the assisted suicide or the end of life bill. So that is part of, a change I would like to be in the world. I've said freedom, truth, and accountability. And as I talk, people keep me accountable for what I say. But I try and speak with conviction from my heart, with knowledge and research that I have done. And I try being honest in my speech. And in this moving situation, as information comes, my opinion may change. The information and knowledge I have at this time may, as I gather information and knowledge, I could change my thoughts and opinions based on new information gathered. But that is the scientific approach. The scientific approach is you make your best judgment and decisions and choices based on the best knowledge you have in a moment. And as more knowledge and information comes, you know, but there is the divine and spiritual law, which is so a lot of these big, like the late term abortion and the end of life assisted suicide bill. My conscience, there's nothing that sits well in my conscience with either of those two things, because there's so many rooms for error. Taking people, elderly people, sick people at that time in their life, and putting, making doctors, judge, jury, and executioner, or helping hand to move to the other side. There's a lot of room for human error, and these types of things, abortion and the assisted suicide. Once those decisions are made and the actions taken, it is in the book. Those decisions are in the book. And okay, got another comment here. Assisted suicide with a little COVID fear, and many will die with no hand to hold. They will have to lock me up before I stopped seeing my parents. Yeah, yeah. Respect, TJ Antipas. That that's I've been telling that to my parents. They would have to stop me and arrest me before they would, if I had an ill or dying someone in my family that needed me, and they would say with, you know, the communist, lockdowns, that you could not see a family member, respect to that, because I told all of my parents that I would, you know, if but yeah, an unjust law like that COVID, the V word law to stop people visiting family members in need and at these challenging times is that goes against divine law and natural law. And yeah, I would also go and visit my family member. And it is, it's sad to see that a lot of elderly people are dying of loneliness, especially during the other lockdowns. Fox Mulder has commented, research the Jesuit order, watch who are the Jesuit on Marcellus Vegas channel, and read Vatican Assassination by Eric John Phelps. V word 19 is the Jesuits' coup de grace. Interesting. Have you got a link to that, Fox Mulder? And whereabouts, if you just let us know whereabouts in the world you're from, just say hi, whereabouts in the country in the world you are from. And we're just coming in, we're just commenting and saying what is the change you want to be in the world? What are the changes that because we're taking personal responsibility, you know, the politicians, these sort of things, they are a reflection of the people. So if the people are letting them get away with it, hey, we need to inform ourselves. We need to take responsibility for getting things into this position and stand up, make make some noise, support the people who are speaking and doing actions that are in keeping with your beliefs and conscience. Yeah, TJ commented the V word 19 laws mean jack. Yeah, they are unlawful laws. They go against our Bill of Rights. They go against natural rights and divine law. They are unlawful laws. They are only a tiny part of a huge framework of law. I worked for years in biosecurity red line areas. I've a lot to say to a judge about all of this crap for the V word 19. Yeah. Boundaries have been overstepped. Rights and freedoms that cannot be legislated away. And that's one thing I like about the Advanced New Zealand Party, is they would enshrine our Bill of Rights, our freedoms and rights that cannot be legislated away by politicians, because they did not consult me and I pay their wages, my tax money. They are public servants. The police, I pay for the police. Yeah. Clarkey, given New Zealand's track record in unintended consequences for ambiguous and slippery slope legislation, I don't feel like I can support the end of life choice bill, even though I agree with the principle of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's wise. Once it's the slippery slope, thin end of a wedge. They say, okay, the person has to have a diagnosis of 6-month terminal illness. And in countries that have had these bills for a period of time, now they've extended it to 12 months. Before it was a person that was certainly dying. Now it's a person that has intolerable suffering. It's not just old people. It's it's like the abortion thing. Rare, safe, and what was it? Legal, safe, and rare. Now it's common, and up until birth, slippery slope. Yeah, good call, Clarky. Yeah, and previously in my previous job, I worked with a lot of cancer survivors, people on cancer healing journeys. And most of these people that I have had close contact with over my previous job had been given short-term life diagnosis for their life expectancies. And then years later, they've recovered and they're living good lives. I've had many conversations with people who have been given 6 months, 3 months, 4 months, and 4 or 5 years later, they're still healthy, strong, and in a better place. Now, all of these people would have had the option of, and yeah, we're not God. We are not God, and we are divine beings, the highest manifestation of God's creation on this planet. Our lives are valuable and sacred. Personal choice. Government stuffs up so many things. Yeah, good shot, Clarky. What is one good thing the government runs? What is one good thing the government crushes at? Yeah. It's a non-existent column. Fox Mulder. Just look it up. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm in America. Shout out to the USA. Yeah. I've been getting a lot of information, Fox Mulder, and yeah, it's only so many hours in the day for me to be researching. Yep, some more stuff. Kevin and Net and the ITCCS and their recently funded Republic of Canada. Yeah. They're training common law sheriffs to act the common law warrant for the arrest of the Pope. I'm thinking that's the Pope. I have been seeing a little bit about that Republic, that Republic of Canada, and that they're going to the common law principles. So anything that overrides our common laws, like the V Word 19 Health Response Act, we're basically trapped. We're basically trapped on that. We can't leave the country. We're for someone to travel out of the country, it is so difficult to do at the moment. And yeah, it goes against our Bill of Rights, our human rights, freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom of association, and also freedom of religious expression. People expressing their, going to church, that type of thing. And that was upsetting to me when they were coming out of these lockdown levels, and then they let bars and strip clubs open, but not, faith-based organizations. It's an attack on faith, attacks on families. People, yeah, as TJ Antipas said, family, families first. Family's important. If we don't, love our friends and family, and we can't connect with them. Yeah, during the lockdown, the first part, my granddaughter turned 3. She lives just down the road. I had to break the law. No, the fake law, the unlawful law, to go and see her. But I'm not going to be missing out on a life moment of my only granddaughter turning 3
because global communism tells me that I can't go and visit her and give her a hug and, eat all her birthday cake. That's not happening. Yeah. And the fear that the media has instilled. I'm going to do a video on that. It upsets me the amount of fear that our children and old people have been subjected to. Thanks, Fox Mulder. Thank you for your videos, Green Tea. God bless. Also, check out fellow Aussie Frank O'Collins. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, God bless, brother. God bless. I appreciated your comment on one of my videos that yeah. Common law trumps any of their criminal laws. Criminal laws means real. They can legalize pedophilia, which they don't in California. Doesn't mean it's legal. It just their laws are unjust and illegal. Yeah, God bless, brother. Yeah. And also they're now talking, it's on a different subject than the pedo thing, which we're seeing is pretty rife amongst the elites and the royal families and that sort of thing. But they're talking about giving 16-year-olds the right to vote. When I was 16, I didn't have $2 to rub together, and voting has such implications. Previously to vote, you had to be a landowner. You had to have some skin in the game. To have the right to vote, you had to be you're a man, and you had to be able to fight and be conscripted if the country went to war. So you having a 16-year-old with no money, very little common sense, very little life experience, very little, I've run a business, I've owned houses, I've had life experience. When I was 16, if they were saying we're going to give you free stuff and whatever, I would have voted for it. Yeah, but I am going to do a video on them moving to, and it's been shown that the younger voters always vote left. Free stuff, wealth distribution, taxing the rich. Younger people, when the young ones vote for the free stuff, they vote for the left-leaning policies. But when they've worked, earned some money, got a house, tried to run a business, and now they're not co-signing to be taxed 40-50% to pay for Johnny's iPad at uni. Yeah. TJ has commented, I left the Vatican slave ship. I no longer recognize as the person on the birth certificate my parents are given after I was born. I am off the boat and on land now. Don't quite understand that. My driver's license is my Christian name, and tattoos. Cops usually leave me alone. So what do you mean I no longer recognize as the person on the birth certificate? What does that mean? I don't quite know what that means. If you're just coming in to the chat, we've got 11, 12 people watching, more people than watch the national news. Oh, more people that are here than believe what they see on the national news. Just drop a comment, say hi, where you're from. We've got people here from the States. Rotorua, Vegas is here. People from other places. So we're just looking at the change you want to see in the world. Just drop a comment.
some change you want to see in the world. Some of the things we've had are freedom and truth, fairness and compassion, family, self-direction, and not recognizing unlawful laws. You know, if a law goes against divine law, it is unlawful and does not. You only need common sense and some willpower to, you know, yeah, to see through that. I am a living man, not a corporate entity. Your birth certificate name is your corporate name. Oh yeah, I have heard that. Yeah. So did you change your name? Did you have to change your name to do that, or in some way have you disassociated yourself from the name on your birth certificate? A little bit of clarification would be good on that. And I find with the green tea team members that they tend to be free thinkers, intellectual, and they have common sense, freedom and truth. Freedom, truth, research and knowledge, this sort of thing. Sure. I'd be interested to know how you do that. Yeah. That's all good. Just if anyone wants to contact me, we're going to wrap up in a few minutes. We've been going for 40 minutes. Generally on my videos in the description box, I have an email there, my name and email. If anyone wants to just drop me some information, people are dropping information in my, the comment section in my videos. But, I've got quite a bit of research. Fox Mulder's given me PhD level research for me to get studying, which is good. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the cure for fear. The more we are knowledgeable, the more we can see these things coming and say no, and be informed. We do not co-sign. We want freedom and truth, not fear and control, global communism. We can see now the UN agendas are not serving our best interests. They are unelected by us. They are unaccountable to us. We are a nation state. And yeah, this has been the totalitarian tiptoe exposed because we've had time to research. We have seen now clearly the direction that the governments, the UN, the World Health Organization are trying to take us. So I appreciate everyone's comments. Again, informative, on point, and spoken with conviction. So much appreciated to everyone in the Green Tea team. This is my 4th or 5th live stream I've been going. The channels have been going for 7 or 8 months. So I want to have some more regular live streams so people can get in here and share what's going on for them and inform me, inform others. So a big thank you. I appreciate you all, and you rock. Have courage. Speak your truth. Support each other. Have faith and have fun. Peace out.